From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, I'm Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, July 7th. It's the best weather day of the week today. Lots of sunshine, lower humidity. By tonight, we're going to see a little bit more cloud cover with the potential for some showers and storms. That's later in the night. Highs today, this beautiful Friday, topping out in the mid-80s. Tomorrow, it's going to be an active day. Scattered showers and storms off and on going into Saturday afternoon. More development possible. Flooding could be a concern, especially if there are the repeated rounds of rain over the same area. A low chance for stronger storms with wind and hail. The main concerns, timing of the stronger storm potential looks to be in the afternoon. High Saturday in the low 80s. Today, the funeral for Indiana State Trooper Aaron Smith. He'll be laid to rest just more than a week after he was killed in the line of duty. The funeral is at 11 this morning at Emmanuel Church in Greenwood. Doors open at 10. Governor Holcomb is asking all flags to be flown at half-staff today to honor Trooper Smith. We're told Smith was one of the best and won multiple awards in his 5 years on the department. Yesterday on Daybreak, we brought you live as a hearse brought Trooper Smith's body to Emmanuel Church from Franklin. He died at the hospital last Wednesday after trying to stop a police chase on the west side of Indianapolis. Trooper Smith graduated from Whiteland High School and Indiana State University before joining the National Guard. He then joined the state police. The department shared a video with us of Smith as a recruit. You can watch this video for yourself on wishtv.com right now, but I'll tell you what it shows. It shows him leading his classmates on a run through Crown Hill Cemetery, the exact place where he's going to be buried this afternoon. He had been running through the cemetery to honor the life of another officer who'd been killed. Friends and family gathered yesterday at the church for Smith's visitation. A sergeant who served with Smith said he always had a smile on his face, did everything without judgment. After the funeral, there will be a procession from Greenwood to Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. Trooper Smith is survived by his young wife. We have all of the details about today's event online. Then you can find these stories in the As Seen On section of wishtv.com. Wish TV will also carry the funeral, the 1042 call, and the graveside services live. And plans are set for the funeral of a fallen Tell City police officer. The department says visitation for Sergeant Heather Glenn will be Sunday at Tell City High School, which will also host the funeral service Monday. A procession will then take Glenn's body to Greenwood Cemetery in Tell City. Police plan to release details about the procession route before then, and the department invites all to line the route to honor Glenn. She was shot to death Monday. Leaders say it's the first line-of-duty death ever for the Tell City Police Department. In the Facebook post announcing the plans, the department says it's thankful to the Fraternal Order of Police team that has, quote, stepped in to coordinate what will be the single most honorable service that our city has ever witnessed. Police in Cumberland say that they're adding new safety measures after a 5-year-old fatally shot his 4-year-old sister. The department tells News 8 it plans to pump up patrols and install cameras in the area where the shooting happened Wednesday afternoon. Police initially said Dior Nita's sister pulled the trigger, but now say it was Nita's brother. The shooting happened as a great-great-grandmother watched Nita and 3 other siblings in an apartment complex on Woodlark Drive just off Washington Street. Officers are investigating who the gun belonged to and how the child got a hold of it. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-8477. The mayor of Indianapolis is proposing a major change to road funding. Mayor Joe Hogsett announced the plan yesterday. Right now, funding is based on mileage rather than usage. Hogsett says that means a little used rural road can get the same amount of money as the busiest streets in Indianapolis. Hogsett says he wants funding to be based on traffic volume instead. He says it would help the entire metro area. And today, 9 miles of I-465 are set to shut down. You will not be able to go west from I-65 to I-70 for the next 3 weeks. Crews will work on drainage, ramps, and bridges, preparing for the final link of I-69. It's a mirror image of the eastbound shutdown that happened most of June. NDOT plans to close the westbound lanes after this evening's rush, then reopen by July 29th. The official detour will take you north on I-65 to the South Split, where you can take I-70 west. And the pieces are in place for a shutdown of much of Monument Circle for an event that's also an experiment. The Southwest Quadrant has greenery covering the lanes. This weekend, it becomes a pedestrian-only park called Spark on the Circle. Throughout the rest of the summer and most of fall, that stretch will have tables, chairs, live entertainment, and vendors. instead of cars. Spark on the Circle is set to last through November 2nd. City leaders have said if it's successful, they may decide to close the circle to traffic permanently. The mayor of Lebanon says criticism over a massive new development there is misplaced. He's talking about Lilly's construction of a manufacturing facility on 600 acres and just north of City Hall. The Boone County Preservation Group calls the project heavy-handed, saying the annexation of the land violated city rules. Mayor Matt Gentry says the project will bring billions of dollars and hundreds of jobs to the area. He says the city has been as transparent as possible. The project represents Lilly's largest manufacturing investment at a single location in the company's history. A new candidate is joining the race for U.S. Senate. Keith Potts is on the Indianapolis Marion County Council. He's the second Democrat to declare a bid for the seat that Republican Mike Braun is leaving. Mark Carmichael is the other. Republican Representative Jim Banks is the highest profile hopeful so far in the field. Potts would make history with a win, becoming the first openly gay man elected in the U.S. Senate. Indiana's Attorney General is joining with peers in several other states in a message to Target. Todd Rokita and 6 other Republican attorneys general sent a letter to the retailer Wednesday advising Target to stop promoting and selling its Pride line. The letter claims the products are potentially harmful to minors. Target removed some of the items in the line, citing the safety of its workers after violent confrontations with customers. The state Homeland Security Department is asking people in 3 counties to report storm damage. If you live in Clay, Johnson, or Vigo counties, leaders ask you to contact Indiana 211 if you have damage from storms from June or so far this month. The information can help with overall estimates for cost of recovery and possibly lead to more federal help. You can report damages by dialing 211 or 866-211-9966. Indianapolis Animal Care Services is temporarily waiving impound fees for lost pets. The shelter made the announcement yesterday. It says it's an effort to help reunite families with lost pets that may have gotten out during the 4th of July. IACS says it's taken in 180 animals since July 1st. The shelter says fees will be waived through Sunday. Federal prosecutors say a former Indiana congressman should pay nearly $1.4 million in restitution. Prosecutors say Steve Byer owes the money to cover the legal bills of companies forced to incur expenses when he was prosecuted on insider trading charges. Byer's attorney calls it an exorbitant amount. Byer was convicted in March of making illegal stock trades while working as a consultant and lobbyist. He's set to be sentenced July 31st. An area woman-owned brewery is up for a national award. USA Today nominated Kismetic Beer Company for its 10 Best Reader's Choice survey this week. The Eastside Brewery is known for its cozy and nostalgic tap room with vibrant Art Deco fabrics and quirky tiles. The owner says the draft beers feature dark styles with a light body and innovative flavors like chocolate orange truffle hazy black IPA. You can vote for Kismetic once a day every day until July 24th. The Indiana Black Expo celebrates with Summer Nights film series at Newfields tonight. The organization is showing Hidden Figures. Ticket prices start at $9. The film will begin at 7 this evening. There will also be featured panels, conferences, and a free concert over the coming days. The 10-day summer celebration kicked off last night with the ecumenical service at the Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church. 800 backpacks filled with school supplies will be ready for pickup tomorrow in Indianapolis. It's all part of IMPD's 2023 Southwest District Backpack Drive. The department says any kindergartner through 8th grader who attends the event tomorrow can pick up a backpack. The students must be there. It'll run from 9 to 11 tomorrow morning at the Allison Transmission Innovation Center on the southwest side. That is on the corner of 10th and Castle Road. And the company that owns the tour sub that imploded says it's suspending operations. OceanGate made the announcement on its website yesterday, saying it has suspended all exploration and commercial operations. The Titan imploded last week while touring the Titanic wreckage. It killed all 5 people on board, including the company's CEO. The Coast Guard is currently investigating. The white gunman convicted of killing 23 people in a racist attack at a Texas Walmart is scheduled to be sentenced today. Patrick Crucius pleaded guilty to nearly 50 federal hate crime charges in February. Authorities say he drove more than 700 miles to carry out the 2019 attack in El Paso. They say he also posted racist rants about Hispanic people online in the days before the shooting. Crucius is likely to be sentenced to multiple life terms in prison. He could also face a death penalty in a separate state case. The valet to former President Donald Trump pleads not guilty. Walt Nauta is Trump's co-defendant in the federal case over classified documents. Nada entered his plea yesterday. He's accused of helping Trump hide classified documents from authorities. Nada's Thursday arraignment happened after 2 other postponements. First, because Nada had no properly licensed attorney. Then, when travel trouble slowed his trip to court. 6 companies are under federal cease and desist orders for marketing THC edibles that look like popular candies and snacks. They have names like Double Stuff Stonios instead of Oreos, Stony Patch Kids, or in some cases the name of actual snacks like Doritos. The FDA and FTC sent warning letters to the companies Wednesday saying children and some adults could eat the edibles thinking they were something else. The agencies gave the companies 15 business days to address the warnings. Social media titans are squaring up. Twitter accuses Meta of using trade secrets to create a copycat app. Threads mirrors many of the features of Twitter. Twitter sent a letter to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg making the intellectual property claim. Meta says no one on the Threads engineering team is a former Twitter employee. The Threads app launched Wednesday night, and Meta says 30 million people have already signed up the next day. Earth's average temperature set a new record high for the 3rd time this week. The University of Maine's Climate Reanalyzer says the planetary average hit 63 degrees yesterday. That's a data tool which uses satellite data and computer simulations to measure the world's condition. Researchers say that record could be broken again soon because we're likely to see more record temps later this summer. And to business headlines, today's monthly jobs report from the government is expected to show a job market that is red hot. The consensus estimate is that payrolls rose by another 240,000 in June, and the unemployment rate is projected to nudge lower to 3.6%. The average rate on the popular 30-year fixed mortgage hit 7.22%, according to Mortgage News Daily. That's the highest point since early November. A report says the U.S. is seeing the fastest increase in interest rates since the early 1980s. The FDA has approved a new Alzheimer's drug. It's from Eisai and Biogen and is called Leqembi. Medicare announced it will broadly cover Leqembi for patients enrolled in the program for older Americans, though several conditions apply. Leqembi did slow cognitive decline during trials. Heavy cannabis use has been linked to mental illness. A major new study shows that people who abuse the drug are more likely to be diagnosed with depression and bipolar disorder. The Danish study found heavy cannabis use was linked to schizophrenia, but can't determine if cannabis causes it or if people with mental illness are more likely to use marijuana. Christmas Tree Shops announced it's closing all 70 stores nationwide, including locations in Greenwood and Mishawaka. The discount retail chain's closure comes after it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May. No word yet on a closing date. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.